I looked very strange the way I did that last time. This is Kal Kat, or Kitty Key, the martial sportist, as that new character is called. And this is for the Weird Kitty 07 website, and possibly Freelance Kitty 14 website. This concerns the martial sportist and what he is, his origins. He's a Ronin master without a clue. A Ronin is a Ronin without a master. He's a master without a clue. He is based on a spoof of me, more than anything else. He is based on the Jung So-won character from the Bullshido website, who posted about the school and also on me. I thought that it would be funny to have this character. Unfortunately, it is such a in-joke, because bullshido.org and .net is not really a big deal, that a guy who posts as Claire Whore, he's the one that, this is a funny name, but he started the blog in 2005 in honor of his friend who was posting on there. And a couple of his friends from the Youngsa, and they were posting on there, or ex-Youngsa. And then they just started off from there, and now they have 4 mega threads, and they have over 4,000 pages from at least 36 ex-students, including 20 of them who were in the COL special program. And so that's not libelous and slanderous and so forth if there's over 30 witnesses. Yeah, that's a cult. Yeah, pretty much. So, yeah. It's Kal Kat discussing the nature of it appears the Weird Kitty channel will be airing the Kitty Key movie, but it's possible it will be on the other one. It's going to be the Weird Kitty one, so it's going to be on there, and that will be the Martial Sportist. I'm not sure if they're going to call it the Kitty Key movie, just because people won't know what that is. It's an incredible in-joke, the Kitty Key movie. Some of the people on the very little speculation going around, there's some speculated that the Kitty Key person is not allowed to say where he trained. Actually, he is allowed to say where he trained. It was called Jung So-won, but it was a long time ago. We won't necessarily go into details, but it was 7 years ago. And the main reason that we left that particular that was afterward. It was due to they moved from San Jose, and they moved mysteriously one night, and so I wanted to get out of it anyway, so I just didn't come back. I did come back when they moved to Fremont a couple times to a testing or two. Then we started vlogging, so that wasn't a good thing either. Shouldn't have done that. So we did block those, but there's no group saying don't post about them, except not to post anything bad about them. But yes, Kitty Key is from Jung So-won. So that disproves that particular story, because I just mentioned the name twice. No longer, though. And I was thinking that, earlier it's a Taekwondo school, and I think they're still in Fremont. Pretty sure they're still in Fremont, somewhere. I won't give a name. And I'm not there anymore. So it's been over 7 years, almost 7.5 years. And physically fit-wise, I wasn't that physically fit at that point. And I was having back trouble. So the main reason for leaving that group was I could no longer spar and fight in battle. So yeah, I have since cholesterol issues and things that were a little bit high. But and have gone back to the gym and trained a little bit in reference for the key. Okay, yeah, the kitty key idea is such a weird and surreal idea that no one's catching on because no one gets it. It's not like Sacha Cohen doing something. It's not like some famous celebrity doing it. It's this sort of a spoofy Kal Kat type of guy who goes and makes snarky comments about martial arts schools in general, McDojos and fake schools and whatnot. I haven't trained at that academy for 7.5 years. They moved away from San Jose. That was their second school. They had been in Milpitas for many years, and over a dozen years, and then they moved to San Jose for 3. And one night in 2007, they decided to get up and leave, and mysteriously. They moved to Fremont. And then they also did, they reopened in Fremont in 2008, and then closed again, mysteriously, and moved to another part of Fremont in 2013. There have been numerous copycats of Kitty Key, the internet, because Kitty Key is an awesome name. It is also the name of the Hello Kitty character boss of the game, and the Sanrio Sunrise character. He is not related to that character. I'm just being silly. Key TYK Key TYK is the initials of the master for there. And so it's like, it's not that he's Kitty Key, he's Key TYK Key. We've decided to make it a little less weird by calling him just Kitty Key, like the Hello Kitty character. A difference for the movie to get some muscle tone back, so I can look like a martial sportist. But yes, the Kitty Key was the name of a character on a blog. You'll also find that Kitty K is also the name of a Hello Kitty boss, and which is too surreal. I think is the problem. The other channel is not. No one's watching it. So yeah, just calling it Kitty Key the Martial Sportist, or even the Martial Sportist, isn't necessarily going to get anyone to watch it. Mark's Cards thinks it's amusing that I might think, oh, Sacha Baron Cohen's probably doing it. No, he's not. But we decided that there should be a theme when Kal Kat goes to Fanime this year and Baycon, that he should dress like that character, Kitty Key, and that he should go about and get some comic book people doing comic booky things and film it, and then slap all that together like yet another, reporter on the street type of thing. And that would be really cool, because then you could get the whole gist, not just a slideshow, not just a recap with my floating head in the background, but actual footage of costumed people doing stuff. And they will when they're on film. And of course, if anybody doesn't want to be on film, be asked, they don't have to be. And so they won't be. So there you go with Kitty Key. So he's not going to be doing any stunts because he probably hurt his back again. So that's not going to happen. Actually, I recently hurt a left foot. So he's not going to be doing any kicking. It might be okay by then. But so Kitty Key is a mess, which makes it even funnier that he's a mess. Now, let's see. How often was I on the Bullshido? Well, that was an oddity there, because back then I didn't know that anything you put on the internet never goes away. Also, I didn't know that it was a very bad idea to have the thing and password to it be so obvious that anybody can get into it. And apparently when I didn't post on there, 2 or 3 other people posted on there pretending to be me and decided to slander, well, not slander, they said it was libel school. Yes. So I did not do that. I only commented on things that I thought were strange and weird, that I thought were personally weird. So that you can tell my penmanship is clearly different from that other guy that got a million typos. Guy, could be a guy. I'm assuming it's a guy. And then eventually I posted on there from 2007 to 2000, roughly 2010, mid-range 2010. 2010, yeah, so there was like Kitty Key himself appears in 2010, but he was there earlier under other. Yeah, so he was there earlier, and so we knew about it. It was interesting to note that this being an origin of Kitty Key story, that many of the people in the COL group, I was not in the COL group. There's another clue that it wasn't me, because that person knew some COL stuff. I didn't know about that. I was kind of in Young Saw stuff. I didn't know about COL, pretty much. A little bit. And so this other person kept commenting on that. So that was pretty much that story from Bullshido. In late 2011, there was the imposter continued to post on there until his mother kicked him off. Around the same time that I decided not to post, and everyone assumed, therefore, it was me. Everyone assumed, therefore, the 2 or 3 other bloggers that from Young Saw that were making other channels. There was an Inspector Frack, and there was a Kid Full of Girly, and some other, and weird Star Fury, strange names, all made up. Rakuntrot, Helikitty Kai over there on YouTube. All of these people tried to make up these different channels to make fun of the school they trained at. I was not Helikitty Kai. That was stupid. But that was clever, though, because that guy had taken footage from a channel that they hacked into because of passwords. I didn't put proper passwords. They got a whole, you can download with a torrent thing. You can download video footage from a channel easily with a torrent. There's a way to do it. And they did. They downloaded it. And they redubbed the audio. There was no audio of the G.I. Joe stuff that I put up there. They redubbed it so that it sounded like they were something. And it didn't make any sense. It sounded like Bane and Batman or something. But they went on, but it was 2011. It was before Bane. Weird. Anyway, they sounded like Batman. So they went on there, and the Bullshido people didn't notice it until last year. And then they noticed it, and they posted it up there. So it's like, look at how stupid this is. Is it this other guy again? It's like, no. No, the footage was our footage, but the audio is not. It's someone else's. The audio was from someone named Rick Huntrot. It's a transcript of this Rick Huntrot person's webpage. Google. They can go look that up. It's not me. Go ahead. But I tried to get them to close that channel and the other one. There was no response at all. So I stopped. And don't think that I have access to that. Neither do they. The funny thing is, though, is that the COL people from the Jung Swan would berate the other ex-students on there, which was not cool. Including, I'm not going to go into who they are and all that stuff, just to say they did. And they would also get really mad and post stuff saying, oh, Grandmaster and the other instructors are not talking about this blog, which is a dude, and it's awful. No, it's just us. It's not affecting the us at all. It's like, yeah, I'll believe that one. Yeah, it's like, no, it was affecting them. Very much so, during the last few days of 2007, that I'm aware of. Yes, absolutely, it was affecting them. They were actually going on there on that website. We knew about it. We knew what was going on. So yeah, those guys that said, oh, we never talked about it in class. Yes, they did. Okay, they did. Just regular class, they talked about it. Don't go in the Bullshido and post mean things. Yeah, they did. So yeah, then they had the audacity to play the harassment game on all of the ex-students. They couldn't get to come to a demonstration in 2011. A little bit after that other stuff. A little bit before, I guess. Yeah, so before. And that's what set these other guys off. So they just went off on a tangent. Tried to make Kitty Key look bad because they thought somehow I was still in on it. Somehow, it I wasn't there anymore. I hadn't been there for 4 years. So that's where Kitty Key comes from. With that. Yeah. So yeah, there's no libelous or slander or anything. They slandered themselves by posting that stuff. They libeled themselves, I should say. Yeah, so that was what that was about. Yeah, so yes, there have been people imitating the name Jane Foster and Jane Piedmont, and Penny DeLark and Penny Foster several times. Tried to get those people, the copycats, to stop. They wouldn't. Even to the point of reinstating a channel that had been attacked, so that I could go on there and try to convince them to stop, because some of them are back doing it currently. Couldn't get them to do it, and so they're just going to keep doing what they do, I guess. I'll have to ignore them again. But the website for the martial arts school has since put up a disclaimer on there saying their students should not go on the internet. And yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, so yeah, Kitty Key has this bizarre past involving that. That's what that is. So it's not a big thing. It's like everybody's all like, what's this secret thing? But there it is. So, yeah, and they knew full well people were posting, and they posted themselves. So, the instructors were wasting their company time, class time, posting on that website to yell at the ex-students. They were doing that. We saw them do it. Yeah. It was like, okay. Yeah. And the irony was the guy they were looking for never posted on there. Yeah. There was a guy they were looking for on there. They wanted to sue. And, yeah. Then there's this other guy that they wanted to sue, so they wrote, like, other stuff about him. Okay, right there. Ronin is a warrior without a master, and he's a master without a clue. Now, if Kitty Key had continued training somewhere else for the last 8 years, 7.5 years, he'd already be a master somewhere else again. So it's conceivable that he could be, I suppose. He's not. He's not making fun of the old school in any way. He's just making fun of the idea of there being, these phony martial arts schools. And, yeah, McDojos, as they call them on that aggregate site, Bullshido. He has not published on Bullshido since around 2010 or so. There were other people publishing as Kitty Key on there, and they said slanderous or libelous. They kept saying libelous things that were nice. I couldn't get them to take that off. Tried. Went to their Prost, the guy running the place, and the other dude was Ronin something. And neither of them wanted to remove my blogs, so they kept them up there, even with suggestion of legal fuel. Didn't work. They said no. Your friend Chica Bonita, she got to take all hers down. We're not letting you do it. And I was like, well, she's not my friend. She just happened to train at the same time I did, but okay. So they wouldn't take it down. I kept Claire Harrs. These are all names from the. Since these are stage names, it doesn't matter. I'm going to say the real name. That was their stage name. Yeah. So and Shadow Dancer, and they're all still there. Bemused is still there. Several other ones. They haven't posted lately. The Kitty Key has not officially posted since late 2010, so all that other stuff after that is whoever took over. I don't even know what the password is. If I knew what it was, I would go there and delete all the little blogs. But I suppose it's there forever for everyone to see. So there you go. That's the Kitty Key story. In case you were wondering. Okay, there's these other Xers that are publishing this thing, and you get all out there, and yeah, from that school, and are they you? And like, and yeah, well, they're weird. So yeah, I see. Yeah, there were 2 other channels. There's actually 3 or 4 apparently, by somebody disguising himself as Jane Piedmont or Jane Foster, and Penny Foster or Penny DeLark. Those were characters from the fictional adventures of On Location that were on the original Brown Press Universal Kal Kat website, the one that disappeared. They thought it would be, whoever they are, thought it would be funny to like put this up on there and use those characters. So those are, I didn't copyright them. I had to change them later because of that. But they've been using Jane Piedmont, and they've been using Penny DeLark. They're still using Penny DeLark. Some new person. And it's like, okay, how's that even going to make any sense to anybody? Okay, go ahead, use Penny DeLark, fine. It's not a real person, so go ahead, use it. Okay, whatever. Like a video game character. Jane Foster is Jane Foster from Thor, you know. That's where it came from. Piedmont's a street. The Jane Foster, Penny Foster thing, I didn't know it was Thor when I thought of it. I should have. Also, Penny is the daughter of Jane Foster, and she's supposed to be like this, like character in the fictional adventures, and she is not at all a person. There's no one there. Whoever that is, it's fictional. That person doesn't exist. They are a figment of the imaginary On Location series that was only put on the internet for about 6 months and then taken down because it used real names before their other real name debacle. It was taken down around the same time, actually, in 2012. So I took that down, and I said, okay, we don't want that up there because there's real names mentioned, even if they're not bad. Take them down anyway. It's like we had this Star Trek meets On Location Silly Track thing, too. On Location being my journal. And we had a lot of names mentioned there, too. And said, okay, we have to take that down, too, because that's, you know, people are going to think it's a little weird that you're mentioning your friends in your Star Trek parody. It's a little strange. Some of them you may have had permission, but not all of them, so can't use it. But in the case of Penny and Jane, they're not real people. And if somebody's running around going, I'm Jane Foster or Jane Piedmont, they're not. I'm not walking around as a woman. That would be kind of scary. So, yeah, not very subtle. We won't give where that is. Just, you know. And we don't know how to get on it, or we close it down. Okay, but that would be, you know, I'm not going to go and mess with whoever that is. I don't know how to do that, so I'm not going to do it. I don't know how to close it down, or even to tell them how to close it down. But since nobody's been on that Huntrot site some time, it doesn't look like anybody's coming back over there. But the Penny one popped up again, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. Well, I guess you can keep it if you want, but it's kind of stupid. Nobody's going to get it. I didn't say that to him, though, because I can't contact him. But, yeah, so I was like, what the hell? There you go. Yeah, there's no ill will toward the cast and crew of that other journal. There's just using the characters you borrowed from one of my stories. And yeah, there you go. That's really bizarre. Spectre Frack is one of them, I think. What's that? Star Fairy is one of them, I think. There's a lot of Star Fairies. Who they? I don't know. Start for. It's gotta be. It sounds like Young Saw people. It's just from the kid group, demo group at that old school that I used to train at. Could be? I don't know. Maybe. Sounds like something they'd do. But I couldn't tell you who it is, even if you asked me. I don't know. I'm not even gonna guess. Pennies is not real. That's not a penny. There are pennies out there, but that character is not real. It's got to be a front for somebody. I wonder who it is. Let's see. And I've never been to Vermont. They were claiming I had. No, I've never been to Vermont. I've been to New Jersey, but I've never been to Vermont. So if anybody's over there complaining, see, this guy's been to Vermont. He knows something about Vermont. Apparently something has to do with Vermont. I don't know what that's about. I guess that's where the school came from, when it was Taekwondo Center or something, before it was in California. I don't know enough about that. I know some of the history. I'm not going to go into that, but I didn't. I'm not a failed student. That's a girl. That's not me. Yeah. So, and I'm not. Oh yeah, there's another name in there that was a lighthouse person. A couple of lighthouse people. But yeah, I didn't post his name either because that wouldn't make sense. I'm not going to name their names. So the Kitty Key guy is not going to do that when he does his Kitty Key movie. The Kitty Key is just going to have fun and do, like, he's doing a fake McDojo. It's been 8 years or 7.5 years since the original. He's gone on to get another master at an even crappier school, and now he's well, a crappy school. He's gone out to be a phony Ronin. And it's a comedy show thing. So there is the story of Kitty Key, the original character. And whoever is being Penny and Jane Foster, Penny DeLark and Jane Foster, I can't imagine what that's going to accomplish. Because, I mean, those were fictional characters that I'd put on another blog that had been taken down. They were interspersed with real people, so I guess they got confused and thought this must be a real person. I took them down because of the real people. They were fun blogs. There was like a fiction story, and Jane and her daughter were these fictional characters. This other person has gone with that and made it into this big elaborate thing, like big challenge or something. And Hello Kitty Kai is related to those two people. They're the same. They're probably friends, I guess, and they seem to enjoy it. And yeah, Kitty Key has not posted about the school since then, but he has actually done video blogs about it. If you go back and you watch some of the Kal Kat channels, he has mentioned on occasions the cult aspects, although he was never in that part of that. So he has mentioned that. So yeah, they were doing some unusual things at their school. And the actual official reason why I left had nothing to do with all that stuff, actually. I had back muscle problems that prevented me from doing proper sparring and fighting. So that's all that was. I was not kicked out for having blogging. Maybe they thought, oh look, please, she's only kicked him out of their computer company or something. Well, I only worked as an intern for the computer company. It was many years earlier, and I never got hired there, so it couldn't have been me. They're like, no, it must have been him doing that thing with. No, I never. I've been to Medford, but I never worked there. I went and bought a book, and I had a store in Medford, but I've never worked there. Been near Bend, Oregon, down the street from it.